Let me tell y'all this right here. So what? I used to work for Sharon Williams Paint. You feel me? I don't know if everybody know what that is, but that's like the #1 painting company outside of like Bear and DDG and all them shits. I'm delivering in a truck, right? We got, it's probably like 100 to 200 gallons of paint. So y'all know they come in 5-gallon buckets. You feel me? So do the math. I'm pulling to a spot I've never been to. You feel me? Never have been to. I done been everywhere in Ohio with this Sharon Williams paint shit.
Ohio.
Never been in this place. Pull up. It's like, it looked like an abandoned building, and there's a doorway, but the door is just open. Like there's no closed, there's no open. It's just an open thing. So before I go pull the paint out, I'm like, let me go look for the person, you feel me, who's supposed to be grabbing this paint. So I'm walk through the door a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, it's Caskets in here. But the Caskets is like, they're not dingy, but they look like they were getting worked on. You feel me? Like they look like somebody's doing work to them. And it's just a box. It ain't like the everything else. It's just a box. So I'm like, hello. So bro finally come out the cut. Everything's dark as fuck in there everywhere. He finally come out the cut. And I'm like, hey, I got some paint for you. You feel me? Not thinking, because I know the different type of paints, but I'm like, all right, this like a stain. You feel me? Like a wood stain paint. You feel me? And it's like, all right, whatever. So I'm like, hey, I got some paint for you. He's like, all right, I'm about to paint this building, because the building looked dull as fuck. He was like, nah, bro, this is for the Caskets. I said, they for the Caskets? Okay. All right, whatever, cool. So I started unloading, you feel me? I'm doing my job, whatever, not even thinking about it, I'm loading. So then I'm like, question for you, bro. Why are you painting the Caskets? Like, don't they got, like, it's the box, you feel me? So I'm like, don't they got, like, the core and all the shit that go around it and all that? He was like, yeah, I don't do all that part, but all I do is just, the ones they bring back in, I paint them again. I said, paint them again? Like, in past tense, like, you paint them again? He said, yeah, like, you feel me? Once they drop it and shit, drop the body and do all that shit, they bring the cases back here, and then we just repaint them and resell them. I said, I wouldn't even think about the bodies. I was thinking about the amount of money that motherfuckers spend on caskets. Yo, y'all, you mean to tell me a family is paying for a casket that's $25,000 to $30,000 and then they not getting to keep that? Y'all taking it out and then repainting and then, okay, weird. And then dude shit came up about the bodies being, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, let me say something, because I've been in that situation where I've seen and heard the dude who actually paints the caskets. Like, it ain't like, it's some random motherfucker, bro. He know exactly what casket this is, the style, the serial number, this. He knows that they just keep coming back to him. He knows which one he just sold and which one's coming back. Bro, what are they doing? What are they doing with the bodies, gang? Like, I have my opinions, but, you feel me? I don't even want to get into that. That's a whole nother ball game. But bro is right. He's right. They're taking them motherfucking caskets, bro. Or the bodies or something. They're doing something, bro. Because there was no, like, he was just like, yeah, that's just what we do. Like, he wasn't trying to be secretive. He was just like, yeah, that's just, you feel me?
I'm about to show, I truly do appreciate you.
All right, who's seen this video?
If I don't take the video down about the body not being in the casket, then I'm going to get fired. My boss called me and told me that the video's causing distraction from the funeral homes and the cemeteries.
If you haven't, I'll put his name down in the caption. You should go check him out. But if you have, we need to talk. And I'm going to start right out with viewer discretion advised. If you are sensitive, do not keep watching this video. And if you got kids in the room, either turn it down or go take a walk. Because there's a few things I want to bring light to in this whole industry. First of all, since 2020, there's been an uptick in people waking up after they were pronounced gone. And it keeps happening everywhere. This guy woke up in the morgue. This guy was already in the freezer. There was even a 3-year-old girl that woke up at her wake.
I heard about that one.
But there's one case that's really unsettling. See, back in October in Kentucky, this man woke up during his surgery.
We felt like we were doing the right thing as a family, and they were trying to kill him. We had made the decision to remove him from life support because we were told, he was brain dead.
Which leads me to the next thing that we need to talk about. For a little while now, but especially in the past 2 years, there have been a bunch of funeral homes that have been getting exposed for the conditions of their business as well as extra materials. This one, 18 people just laying around. They've even found abandoned businesses that had a bunch of ashes from people and they had no idea who they were. And the big reason behind it all, money.
How easy is it for someone to enter this industry? Do you have a Sawzall? You have a garage?
Well, in a lot of states, you and I, we can go into business.
But in an unregulated market, donors may not be getting what they expect. A person with no medical experience was able to open up a whole body donation program, and that's what I told the judge. I had no business being in this business, leading to grisly violations of trust. It is official. Bodies are coming out of that building.
They gave me some ashes. I don't know if they were his ashes or...
Turns out, it's a big business.
Wow.
And it's just as unsettling as you could imagine. Like this chiropractor in Vegas. He was doing this behind the scenes, and his customers, places with medical training, even the US military. And then there's the more wicked cases where people paid to look inside an old World War II vet. So needless to say, my point of making this video is I think a lot more eyes need to be on this, and we need to start asking more questions. Y'all stay safe.
Historians and people, amateur historians who are interested in these things, have gone to the parish records, they've gone to churches and all of that, and found these lists that do go back to 1600. And just to add one thing about stacking people over each other, that did happen. Yeah. Because I remember I was filming at a church, and there was a grave digger digging a grave. And I said, oh, I thought it was supposed to be 6 foot down. He said, well, I can't go any down any further. There were bones. He said, we had a pile of bones. And he said, oh, yeah, these are probably 200-300-year-old bones. I said, are you allowed to dig then? He says, we've only got so much space. And after so many hundreds of years, we reuse the graves. Yeah. So that might suggest where some of the people were, because populations were much fewer. And to have a grave would, just as it is today, is quite expensive, especially having a headstone and all of that. So it would only be the richer people who would have had the graves. The rest of us, God knows what they did with them, presumably.
Exactly.
Keep telling y'all, if y'all continue to eat from these fast food restaurants, you're going to mess around and be sick for the rest of your life. I just saw a video where a woman is saying that in Germany, they found out that McDonald's was selling human meat for 7 months without anybody knowing. And you won't even believe how they found out. One of the workers that was working at McDonald's found someone's wedding band, an engraved wedding band in the meat. You heard what I just said? They were serving human meat in McDonald's, and guess why? Because the manager wanted to cut the cost. He felt like he was spending too much money and not making enough money. So he went with the cheaper option. So basically, they found a meat wholesaler that was selling cheap meat. But of course, the cheap meat was human meat. So they bought the meat. And they're selling this meat for around 7 months. Until somebody that was working there, doing her job like she's supposed to be, preparing these burgers to be served, found a whole engraved wedding band in this meat. Of course, being afraid after she found some shit like that, she told her manager. Her manager did the right thing, called the police. Police did an investigation. And guess what they found out? That McDonald's in Germany has been selling human meat for 7 months. Long story short, the place where they was getting the meat from was getting their meat from a funeral home. You ain't hear what I just said, right? They was getting their meat from the funeral home, mixing meat with funeral home meat, and you know what type of meat that was, human meat, and selling it. The shit that messed me up is when she said the wholesale meat place was using bodies that came off the streets when they ran out of funeral home meat. And get this nasty shit, the people that actually ate the meat, they loved it. They were asking for more. We don't like the other meat, give us the cheap meat. Needless to say, I told y'all a couple of months back how McDonald's was getting down. Look at this shit. It says right there that McDonald's sells at least 6.5 million hamburgers a day. So you tell me where all of that meat is coming from. 75 burgers per second, 4,500 burgers per minute, 270,000 burgers per hour, 6.5 million burgers per day, and 2.36 billion burgers every year. And you tell me it's that many cows on earth, right? Yeah, okay. Y'all better pay attention. Stop playing. I'm out. Keep telling y'all,